Hey friends, we are going to put up some vegetables today. Actually, Lynn is going to put up some vegetables today. I'm just going to do what I'm told. Uh, she knows how to do all this stuff. So, we had a particularly large harvest today. It's only been 2 days, but for whatever reason, we've got a lot of squash, a lot of onions, a lot of tomatoes. So she's going to pickle some things. I think can some things, and we're going to freeze dry some stuff. So wanted to show you that. That's what's up for today. It is 100 degrees. Tomorrow it's supposed to be 107. We're just doing inside stuff as much as possible and hanging out in the pool. So and we have a frog in the pool, so Lynn's after the frog. I don't know how he got in there, but anyway. So I'll show you real quick what we have to can and put up today and preserve. Okay, so this is what Lynn went out to the garden this morning to water, and then she was going to have a chill, relaxed day, and she found all this stuff. The little extra garden we planted, we hadn't been checking it, and it had a lot of things ready to be picked. We've got some cucumbers that are probably way too big. Same with a couple squash maybe, but we're gonna put a bunch of this up today and preserve it. So anyway, it's today's haul out of the gardens, and we got to do something with it. There's no way we can eat a wagon full of veggies every other day. So here we go.
Hey guys, excuse the attire, it was a full day, but we have other things to do. We are gonna freeze dry our cherry tomatoes and peppers and our cucumbers and our chives from our onions. So this is the pan 104 that we're gonna use. So we'll get started and keep you posted. And also we're going to pickle our cherry tomatoes with peppers and our onions as well.
Okay, so my job, one of my jobs probably, is the onions. We're going to cut a bunch of the greens into chives and freeze dry them. They preserve great that way, and they're great for seasoning things. You can keep them dried that way. And then the bulbs that are big, we're gonna slice up some of them, and we're gonna just dry some of them in the basement. And the cherry size bulbs, or smaller, or probably this size and smaller, we're going to pickle. We're pickling. Are we pickling or canning? The little onions. The smaller
canning.
Ones. Pickling.
Gosh, yes.
We're pickling the smaller onions. So, yeah, does that make sense? Small onions we're pickling, big onions we're chopping and freeze drying, and we're chopping the chives, and then some of the big onions we're just going to dry them and preserve them that way. Just they'll be good for about 6 months just on their own. So I'll show you that here in a minute. Okay, so we're back, and I'm going to turn this camera down. We have a bowl of chives. It's green onion tops and slices. We're getting ready to wash and spin those, and then we're going to wash all these onion bulbs and chop these, and we're going to freeze dry both of these into vacuum sealable bags, and we'll be able to cook with these for a long time. There's quite a bit here, and then there's that much more still over in the wagon, but these bigger bulbs, we're going to dry these, and we just leave about 2 inches on the top, leave the roots on, and we're just going to let them dry till the skin gets papery, and then they can just be kept in a cool, dry place for up to 6 months. And so that's what we're doing with the onions. I think this was maybe 1 row of onions, and there's 2 or 3 out there, so we've got more to do, but this is the start. So here in a second, I smell vinegar, and I think there's stuff boiling or heating on the stove, so we're gonna go over there and take a look at that here in a minute. All right, we've got our onions and onion tops or chives ready to go in the freeze dryer. That freeze dryer will handle 4 trays at once, and we're gonna freeze dry those down and use them for seasoning foods and things as we cook.
Right now, I'm just cleaning up the onions, the small ones that we are going to pickle, and of course the cherry tomatoes, and getting them ready to put in the cans.
This is
The
all
jars.
the stuff we're gonna pickle. I did it again, I bumped that. There we go. All that stuff in the jar there. Or what was that, a colander?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, the long since promised canning video. So what are you doing?
Okay, we have the jars boiled. They're sterilized, ready to have stuff put in.
Okay,
This
so you
is-
boiled the jars in water?
Yes.
Okay. And what'd you do with the lids over here?
The lids, you just bring the water to a boil and then you put the lids in. You don't want to boil the lids. You just basically want the rim
Sterilize it.
around it soft so they'll be able to seal.
Okay, so the jars are sterile, the lids are sterile. What is this?
This is brine. Actually, this is bread and butter pickled, the recipe that I use. So here's the package. On the back, it tells you exactly what you need. That's already in here. It's already boiled. It's ready to be put in
So
the jars.
it's boiled and now it's just heating or hot.
Yes.
Okay, so is this pressure canning or is this
This is water bathing.
Water bath canning, okay.
Yes.
And so you're going to,
So right now, I am going to cut that out.
okay, what's that handy dandy tool?
This is just a jar lifter.
Okay.
It's like, it's kind of
You gotta have one because the jars are hot. You can't pick them up by your fingers because you're not gonna make it sterile anymore.
Right.
Okay. And what'd you put in there just now? Funnel?
Yeah, just the funnel so nothing gets on the lid. You'll wipe down the lid before you put on the
But again, you're trying to keep the jar top
As
sterile,
best as you can,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put my stuff right there.
Okay.
And basically we have tomatoes, onions, peppers,
All been washed.
cucumbers, all
cut,
washed and
cleaned.
ready.
Yeah.
And we're just canning these because to me it's the easiest. And so we're just gonna fill this up to about 1 inch from the top. Now if anybody watching this has ideas to improve what I'm doing, this is our first time doing it this year. Just be kind with your comments. Don't make me cry.
We're doing like some of the we've done just squash or just tomatoes or just pickles, but some of these we're doing like a pickled salad in a jar. I don't know which like it better.
So I'm smashing them down pretty good.
You
Getting
want about
them-
a 1/2 inch to 1 inch of
Yeah.
space on the top or headroom.
Right. Okay. So then now I'm gonna fill up our brine. Move this over here.
And this is the mix. Some people probably have their own recipes. But you're filling the brine. How full?
About 1 inch from the top. And I didn't realize how badly this burns your eyes.
The vinegar is strong.
Yeah. Okay, so about to the bottom of that,
Okay.
the top part. And now what I'm gonna do is get my little stick and we're gonna kind of burp it to make sure all the bubbles are out.
So you don't want any air in there.
Just go around. Okay. So I'm gonna fill it just a little bit more. Okay. Put that right there. And then I'm just gonna get a paper towel and wipe the rim of that. Make sure it's clean from anything. So we'll have a good seal. And then I'm gonna use my handy dandy magnetic stick
Okay, now what? It's a stick with a magnet.
Yes.
Oh, so you don't touch the...
So you don't touch the rim of that.
fancy.
And then put that on there. And seal it up, just hand tight. And then we're gonna put it in here once we get all of them.
And then once they're all full and in there...
Yeah, we let it boil. Once it's boiled, put them in there for 10 minutes, and then it should be done.
Okay. Those are our jars of pickled salad. And she's adding
We're gonna,
water bath
You're gonna add water towards about an inch above.
above the jars. And when you put the jars in there, it takes up a lot of space and adds a lot of water, so you want to wait till you get your jars in there to know how much water to add back, because you can overflow it. So that's going to boil for 10 minutes, an inch over the jars, and then you just take them out.
You take them out, let it sit. They say not to touch it for 24 hours. Don't move it.
Don't move the jars.
Yeah.
Now you should hear them, all your lids pop, right?
Right. Once they pop and they're sealed, after they've sat for a little bit, you can take off the rim. You don't want to keep it on because you may have a false seal, and you won't know that if you keep the lids on, and then it'll start throwing stuff in it.
So the safety thing is after the 24 hours, after you're storing your shelves, or storing your stuff on the shelves, take the rings off.
Take the rings off, yes.
That way you know if you have a bad one. And that's it, folks. That is water canning, or water pickling. It's pickling because we used a brine. The other method is pressure canning, and at some point we'll show you that. So if you have questions, drop them in the comments and we'll do our best to answer them. We're no expert, but we've got a few jars put away and they seem to taste good. So,
and if they have, if you have suggestions on how we can do it better, or something you would like us to try to pickle or can, let us know. Like I said, we've just started doing this, so I'm sure if I'm doing things wrong, let me know. We're all learning together. So.
Right. All right. So here's the rest of the onion harvest. We've got 4 trays going in the freeze dryer. We're canning inside. We got, I think there's 8 quarts going inside of mixed tomatoes and onions and cucumbers. And then this is the rest of our onion harvest. So we've got a lot of these onions out, just drying now. We've cut a lot of the chive where the top's off, and then the rest, some of these are just hanging in these racks. And we'll let them cure out here, process a few more over the next couple days, and that's what we're doing with some of the harvests out of the garden. It's 100 degrees out. We're gonna go swim. Canning inside when it's 100 outside makes it 100 inside. But we're just wanting y'all to see how we preserve our food. It's really hot summer. Last summer we had rain every week. This summer we can't buy rain and it's hot. So not as pleasant in Northwest Oklahoma this summer, but we're surviving and gardens are producing. Shelves
All
are
of
filling
them are
up.
producing.
Yeah. So anyway, hope you all are enjoying the channel. We hope you subscribe, tell somebody about it. Hopefully we're giving you some content that you can use, or you're learning something, or you're learning with us. Right? Okay.
I'm learning a lot.
We're both learning. We're all learning. That's the thing. We're learning together. So if you know somebody that wants to learn, have them subscribe. So anyway, thank y'all. So we hope you enjoyed today's canning video. It's kind of long since overdue, but we got some of it done. And we just hope you're enjoying the channel, the OK Family Farmstead, where we make it, grow it, create it, and live it. Okay. So today, the Forever Promise canning video is out, and we hope you're enjoying our channel at the OK Family Farmstead, where we make it, grow it, create it, and live it. Okay, let's do it again.